The purpose of this Headless Professor video is to show how to develop a proposal and gather data for an archival study about medication effectiveness and satisfaction. I'm going to show you what the proposal would look like. It's going to have your name and it's going to have your section. Now for the topic, it's going to be something like who reviews Prozac favorably, or does Prozac receive more favorable reviews compared to Zoloft. Now you're going to pick some other medications, but that gives you an idea about how to set that up. For the next section of your proposal, who are the subjects, it's going to be the 100 most recent patients filling out reviews on WebMD. Now, one way you can divide up this sample is to have a group of 50 who are taking it for one condition, say depression, and another group of 50 taking it for another condition, we'll say panic disorder. Alternatively, you could make either of these factors a constant and just look at 100 patients taking it for depression. Or you could take 50 taking Prozac and then 50 taking some other antidepressant such as Paxil or Zoloft and compare the two. The next question would be, how will the data be collected? And that's going to be the same for everyone. An archival search on WebMD's patient evaluations of effectiveness and satisfaction. The design, everybody should use a repeated measures design where you look at the measure of effectiveness and compare it to the measure of satisfaction. Additionally, you can do a separate groups comparing male evaluations to female evaluations. You compare evaluations by different age groups. You could compare different conditions, say depression versus anxiety, or PTSD versus panic attacks. Or you can compare different medications. Now your hypotheses will be determined by that, and I've given you 7 different examples of hypotheses that you could use. So that's what the proposal is going to look like. Let me show you how to get the data and how to record the data. Just type in something like the name of the medication, Prozac, and then evaluations, and see what happens. One of the first sites that will pop up will be a WebMD site, user ratings effectiveness. We'll click on that. That's the one we want. Notice that it will give you the name of the medication, Prozac, that you typed in. And this button, it will show you a condition and how many reviews there are for that condition. Alternatively, you could pick something a little more specific like bipolar, major depressive disorder, depression following delivery, birth of baby. I think it's probably better to stick with a major large category such as depression, or something like panic disorders, which has 144. So let's just select panic disorders to show you how it works. Notice how they give you the summary right here. But we're going to go and look at individual cases. I want you to look at the 100 most recent cases. If you have 2 groups, then it would be 50 most recent cases in each group. Notice that each case gives you two background variables and then several criterion variables. So the background variable would be gender, female, and the age group, 19 to 24. Not every case will give you how long the patient has been on it, so we really can't do anything with that variable. But here's how we would record the data. For this female, 19 to 24, she rates effectiveness as a 1 and satisfaction as a 1. So that's what we're going to record. Here's what your data sheet would look like. So the medication, Prozac, her condition would be panic attack, sex female, age 19 to 24, effectiveness rated as a 1, satisfaction rated as a 1. Then we go on to the next patient, and this is a male, 45 to 54, gave a 5 for both of these. So the next patient is still talking about Prozac, still talking about panic attack, but this is a male, age, what would we say his age was? He was 45 to 54, and he gave a 5 to each of these. So that's the way we're going to record the data for the 100 most recent patients, and then we'll be able to compare what the male said to the female said. We'll be able to compare the different age ranges. We'll be able to correlate effectiveness and satisfaction. So that's how it's done. Be the first to claim a given medication, and once one student has taken that particular medication, then other students will have to choose other medications for their projects.